I've got a cool question here. It is there a way to use hypnosis to deal with the common cold? Now, surprisingly, there is. There's a lot of different approaches for this. Some are obvious, some unusual, not so obvious. But remember, it may or may not work because there are always physical constraints. There are limits to hypnosis, but we are great believers in act as though there are no limits and you'll run into them eventually. Obviously,
and you probably can't make a cold worse with hypnosis.
That's the thing.
At least not if you're trying to fix it.
Fly or anything like that. So it may or may not work based on the unconscious mind response as well. Now, the first one on the list for dealing with a common cold is good old DSIH,
direct suggestion in hypnosis.
This is often a good choice. And because of the modern way of approaching hypnosis, where people are doing all sorts of things like the Swan, and which is a great thing from Bob Burns, and they're doing regression to cause, and people tend to put DSIH on the back burner. This isn't a good idea because it still has validity and it still has an amazing track record. I said Bernheim and Lebo used it exclusively in suggestive therapeutics in the 1880s and got phenomenal results just with DSIH. So I said, throw that at it first of all. And it's simple and effective for all kinds of problems.
Okay.
How are you going to do it? Induce a robust trance. That's step number
Always
one.
put the person into a good quality trance.
Now, layer on ecological and positive suggestions, using all the general rules, state in the positive, said in different ways, and using it repeatedly. This gives suggestions for rapid healing, feeling much better, rapid recovery.
Yeah, there's really two components here, right? There's the symptomology, there's the feeling crap because you have the cold, the runny nose, the achy feeling, so whatever. So you can give direct suggestions around symptom reduction so that people can basically the same thing that a pharmaceutical like a Tylenol or an Advil might do, right? You could suggest those results, or you could go after faster healing and immune system response.
We want the immune system to respond appropriately. That's the term. You never say your immune system's getting stronger and stronger. You never want to. It's unlikely you could ramp it up out of control, but we still say stay away from it. The word normal is a great word according to Dabney Ewan. Normal, appropriately. So that's direct stuff. You can also, surprisingly, you can use metaphor. You can pick a metaphor or have one in your stable of metaphors ready to run that can deal with their presenting symptoms and just deliver it to them and see what happens. That way you can deal with this conversationally as well. What about the control panel? There's an
that's great.
choice.
So control panel fits under the category of guided imagery, where you're going to guide somebody into an experience where they take them on any kind of journey. But at some point in this journey, they get to a room. They enter a room, and there's a master control panel, and that control panel has all the necessary knobs and switches and sliders, and they find the perfect knob or the knob that controls whatever X is. Let's say here it could be their congestion or the achy feeling in their body,
whatever, coughing,
or something like that, and they can adjust that knob or slider.
The key is see how much your unconscious mind will permit you to adjust it. That is honoring that the unconscious is in control here. Anytime you have your subject interact with the control panel, or when you do it yourself, have them use their physical hands, which is pure NLP new code. They imagine they find that switch knob, whatever, they adjust it. You watch them do it, see how much your unconscious will let you adjust it, and then see what kind of results you get. Also, here's a cool thing you can do. If you feel you're coming down with a cold yourself, put yourself in a trance. Ask your unconscious mind to delay the cold. Honor the fact that these symptoms are starting to show up. Your unconscious knows what's happening, and say, but I really need to get through this meeting with no symptoms. I agree to look after myself and take care of this and rest. Will you get me through this meeting first without any symptoms? That can surprisingly work. It might have been Gordon Emerson said that. I'm not sure.
So the idea of being your unconscious mind is the boss, make a deal with the boss to keep the bad stuff away while you're promising to get the rest that you need afterwards.
Got it. So we've seen a number of different things that can be used to deal with a cold, reducing symptoms, or maybe eliminating it. Check them out. See which works best for you.
All right. If you enjoyed this, share this video with somebody who you think it will benefit, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again, and good night.